So you finally managed to get over your little bullshit internal voice that's telling you to not DM that person. You're finally ready. You go over and you DM them. You give them the offer, and then they hit you with that one thing. It's like, show me your past results, and then you fucking choke. You've got nothing, right? You've literally no case studies. You've got no testimonials. You've got no track record. It's literally your first time offering anyone that offer. It's just you, your system, and your guts, right? Because you know you're capable of delivering some kind of transformation. How do you get over that? Well, here's how to actually make someone say yes anyway. And don't get me wrong, launching an offer is like it's not a terribly, it's not an easy thing. I know this for certain since I've launched quite a few in my entire life. I've DM people prospecting them to do their content for them, to do all sorts of things. And most times they bombed, but not because the offer itself bombed, but because I just didn't believe in myself enough, to the extent where I was able to keep going for long enough to start seeing real results. At the end of the day, the universe rewards consistent, intentional action. So if you take action once, that's fine. But if you take action 100 times, that's even better. Um, and as long as you keep taking action, then there's no way you won't get results as long as the action you take is coherent and it makes sense. Like you, the more you take action, the more you start becoming someone who takes action. So it'll only become natural for you to take more action. So always, always, always configure your entire reality around taking coherent action. But this is not about that. This is about launching offers. This is about giving people offers and making sure that you actually, even if you don't really have anything to offer in terms of proof of you delivering the service, you can still get them to say yes. So, you know, one thing someone might say, like when they hit you with the show me your past results, some people might actually start lying, right? They'll show other people's results. They'll show fake screenshots. I've seen this so many times. Most people, uh, there was this time where I found myself in a Discord server with a bunch of people who were running services or whatever, and of course, if you're in a Discord server and if you're active, people will see that you exist, and so they'll start DMing you. And when they DM you, they do this really smart thing where it's like they try to help you with something that you showed interest in the main group, which is like really useful. And then once they manage to help you, then they start saying things like, "Oh, actually, this is something I learned from my coach." And then you start asking them who their coach was, and then they're like, "Oh, I can point you to." Meanwhile, it's literally the exact same person just running different Discord accounts. Once you start, you head over to the coach thinking that they're a certain type of person, and then you start buying their service or whatever. It's a very good funnel, um, but it's honestly fake because at the end of the day, that person is just one person. So if you're landing people using that kind of method, for one thing, you lose trust in yourself because you're just being fake just for cash. You're basically a scammer, and that's not what you need to do. I I feel like we take the best actions if they're in line with who we want to be. I want to be the type of person who heals pain. So ever since that one moment where I think the person who really delivered this like really well for me was Charlie Morgan. Right? He basically posited it as in business, what you're doing is you're basically someone who's healing pain. So other people have some kind of pain in their life. They want to deal with that pain. You have to think of yourself as the doctor who has the medicine to that pain. Right? You can come into their life and then you can heal them. Healing isn't anything you can do while being fake. Right? Healing comes from a place of abundance. You have to literally have like light within yourself to heal someone. Like it's literally just life-giving energy. And okay, it might sound fluffy or whatever, but this is something I truly believe, and this is something I feel like has changed my concept of like what it means. Because I feel like if it wasn't for this one sort of thinking pattern of healing people, of healing businesses, of healing myself in the process of like mastering myself, mastering my ability to deliver transformation, I probably wouldn't have gone so far because like to me it's like a spiritual process. This entire thing is like a spiritual process. So when someone gives you that thing, it's like, "Oh, show me your past results, otherwise I won't believe you." You can't really tell them, I've been in this game for like almost a year because so what? A lot of people do things for a lot of time. It doesn't really mean that they're really that experienced. They might have been fucking around the entire time. I can tell you for certain that I've been doing a lot. Uh, like I played around with content. I played around with literal full stack applications with backends and front ends and automations in between. I played around with agents, prompt engineering. I played around with literal the creation of AI models themselves that do object detection and so on and so forth. I've played around at every level of the stack, which is like how even though I could say, oh yeah, I've been in the game for almost a year, I've built literally everything you could possibly think of. I know for a fact that even if I tell someone that, so what? If you're a service professional and someone comes to you with like saying exactly that thing, would you believe them? You know, so what if they've been in the game for a year? So what if they built everything? You've probably done the exact same thing. So like, why does that give that person the ability to waste your time? So you can't go to someone and just say that, right? It's not going to land. So you need to basically have a framework where not only can you make sure that you increase your chances of actually still going forward with the deal, but you also decrease the likelihood of you losing your belief in yourself, your belief in your ability to deliver transformation, your belief in uh, your basically your belief in what you're actually doing. Because at the end of the day, what we're doing is healing people, right? We're giving life to businesses, literally. Like when you're giving some kind of business process the ability to think, that I feel like that's life, right? You're literally bringing these business processes to life. It might not seem like that, it might seem fluffy, but just once you start thinking of that, once you start switching your perspective just a little bit, you understand just how much power you have as someone who is an automation engineer. Um, and because of that, like because you understand what you're capable of doing, you also need to understand how important it is for you to actually do that. Which like you have to decrease the friction as much as possible. Have to make it a no-brainer for them to say yes, because as long as you do that, then that's how you get in, and that's how you actually deliver on your knowledge. So if you're in a situation where it feels like you won't win, like I was, like literally yesterday, and now I'm actually kind of winning. Um, this is exactly what I did, and this is exactly what you should do. So let me not waste time. Let me just get into it. The first thing you have to do is you have to be radically honest. What that looks like is basically just tell them straight up that you've never actually helped anyone in this offer before. You're still building case studies. Tell them straight up that the price that you offer them is based not only on the hard cost of everything, but also on the amount of time that you'd spend actually setting the system up. Tell them that you believe in yourself so much that you actually priced it at that level, like without any lying or anything like that. Um, uh, and this is just like understand that this is not only for them to understand basically everything that went into it, but also for you to maintain integrity, right? Radical honesty. Some people might say it's kind of stupid, especially since like we live in this age where like a lot of people find it easy to lie about even the smallest things. Like you'll find people entering relationships and lying about the number of partners that they've been in the past, or lying about things that have happened to them in the past, lying about their values, what they find important, and so on and so forth. Not just in relationships, but in like relating to people in general. I think I used to be this type of person as well, where like I didn't really take things seriously. But I feel like any sort of person who does things intentionally, you don't want you don't want to lie about things like this. You don't want to, like, even the smallest things, like even the smallest lie. Um, I've said this formula before, and I'll say it again. Right? Identity equals intention multiplied by action to the power of your environment multiplied by your willpower. So what that means is, if your intention is dirty, it doesn't really matter. Like, the action doesn't matter. The entire thing will add up to your identity. So it'll make you a dirty person. That's basically it. When you're being radically honest, not only are you showing them, right, what you're capable of, but you're also maintaining integrity within yourself. Um, but that's not the full thing. Right? You can just be radically honest, and they still won't take you seriously. So you obviously have to decrease the friction even more, and you do this by showing them, not actually telling them. Right? So what you need to do is, you need to literally show them everything. You need to say, um, if you're still not sure, I can run you through my entire system in a new video. I'll send you a little video where I run through the entire system. I show you exactly where everything goes, um, what is happening at every step. And you basically just hold nothing back. Again, this is another level of radical honesty. You walk them through the entire system that you built from A to Z, and how it's basically going to change their life. And uh, this, again, like as I'm saying, it's just layering on again, like the fact that you have nothing to hide, because you genuinely have nothing to hide. You're coming to them literally as a healer. You're coming to bring life to their business. um, why the hell would you have something to hide? And even if they see your entire system, so what? Can they build it? Right? People overthink these types of things. I know I used to. Like, I used to overthink the value of the workflows that I built. But now, recently, these days, when you could just like prompt an LLM, and it could come up with like the entire JSON description of a workflow, that's not really very useful anymore. Um, so yeah, just be radically honest. Understand that most people aren't buying your workflows; they're buying your expertise and your ability to solve problems. Like, they're buying your ability to be there when things break, and your ability to solve things, to make those leaps in judgment. That's what they're getting. But this isn't obviously the end of it, right? You've you you're able to be radically honest, and then you take it a step further by literally showing them everything. And now you have to take on more risk yourself, and this will actually decrease the friction even more. So how you're going to do this is, you're going to tell them that you believe in your system and yourself so much that you're willing to give them a guarantee. You could say, if this doesn't work out within 30 to 60 days, they get all their money back, and they don't have to pay you back anything. You could say something like, you know, uh, plus, you could even like reframe your entire offer, which is what I did actually. I was asking for 500 bucks. The person, and obviously, right, the person literally said this. He said, show me, show me your proof." And I basically said, "Okay, fuck it. Instead of giving me 500 bucks, I'd rather decrease the offer to just the concrete cost of actually getting everything in place. So setting the systems up, the software, which was a fraction of that. And you still have the guarantee of me giving you back everything. And I'll run you through the entire thing, because I have nothing to hide. I'm genuinely just coming to you, trying to solve your business process. If things work out, then we both win, because at the end of the day, you get what you want, which is probably increased revenue, or more time, or clients, or whatever your system does. And I get what I want, which is more experience and more testimonials, more case studies, and a way to just to apply what I learned, and give value to the value system that I exist in, right? Um, at the end of the day, right, in a high pressure situation like that, want to show that you're trustworthy, you want to show them that you're dedicated, the best way to do that is to be radically honest, to hold nothing back, and to take on as much risk on yourself as possible. So basically, let me just run through it again, right? By being radically honest, you show them that you're trustworthy because you literally show them that you have nothing to hide, right? They could go work with someone else, and that would be fine. But you keep your integrity, and that's the most important thing, right? You're never ever being fake with anyone, with them either. Like the fact that you're not being fake with them, even if they say no to you at that moment, that's okay with you. You can just take a step back and just be fine with it because you weren't being fake. Right? You were obviously offering them a service. They said no, that's cool. You can always move on to the next person and you'll still be radically honest with that person as well. Right? By showing them and not telling them, you're proving once again that you have nothing to hide, that they can trust you. It builds even more trust and increases the chances of them hiring you at the end of the day. And then when you take on even more risk, right, it makes it a no-brainer offer to them because it's like it's either I work with him and I gain nothing, or it's either I work with him or I gain everything, right? Or I don't work with him and I gain nothing. Like make it make sense. Basically, you want to show them that the only thing you care about is the results. The only thing you care about is the mission. Nothing else matters. Not some tiny little profit. So yeah, decrease the friction as much as possible by being radically honest, by um, taking on as much risk as possible, by showing them and not telling them, and basically including them as much as possible in everything you're doing. This is yeah, this is just some insights on like what happened recently with me, and I just wanted to share them with you guys because I thought it was like really really awesome. Uh, Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I see you, which is probably next time.